I have a time when I was 14 and they set fire to my locker and all my books
Yeah,
and they wrote F faggot on the cup on
yeah,
the door. And I remember going to report it to my form teacher and she just looked at me and she said, "Well, Donald, why do you walk like that?"
yeah.
And I was like,
I
ah,
had a similar
ah,
experience with a teacher telling me
yeah.
why do I talk like that?
Yeah, yeah, and you don't like, I don't know, it's like my God-given voice. I mean, I
Yeah,
even carried things like my bag, I'd carry it the way girls would. I don't
yeah.
know why. It's just things that we did as our natural mannerisms. It was being questioned over it. And one thing I didn't also like was being told that I was, because I always thought it was my decision to find out who I was and not have you tell me.
I
Yeah.
don't think 13-year-olds, in my experience, have a sexuality, but it's more when you hit puberty and you realize you are different. And it's not necessarily about sexuality and having sex, but it is,
Mm.
like you said, we were different.
Yes.
We were the butterflies amongst the moth. And it's not about sex. It's about, what we were listening to Kylie when they were listening to Bon Jovi.
Yes. Yes.
We're just different. It's more than just sex. So in terms of Pride Week, Pride stuff now at schools, I mean,
Mm.
I guess it's good. It's definitely, I think kids these days seem to be a lot more aware of bullying. I think bullying is discussed a lot more. When I was at high school, no one talked about bullying.
Sure.
It was happening, but it was never
Yeah.
like, it wasn't talked about in a way of, this isn't cool. Bullying is a thing and it's not cool. That was never talked about. It just happened, and teachers turned a blind eye.
Yeah, they turned a blind eye. That's true. And I also think at school that possibly there's a lot more support at schools now than there would have been before. But it's an interesting question when people say to me, it's different now. We all know. And I said, oh, look, it's fine at school. There's certainly little groups and teachers, and there's a lot more support, but there's nothing online. That's a totally different world. And that's where we're seeing our teenagers or rangatahi really affected by it from what happens online.